Hi, this is Noma Langam Sally Moses, and I am with Healthy Black Woman. Today I'm interviewing a very interesting man named Cedric Bolton, which give him an opportunity to tell you a little bit about himself. This series of interviews is actually what we're calling the Financial Juneteenth interviews, and it talks a lot about entrepreneurs who are interesting like Cedric. Hi, Cedric. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
How you doing?
I'm very good, thank you.
Awesome.
I want to jump right in, Cedric, and let you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Cedric Bolton. I am currently a coordinator of student engagement for the Office of Multicultural Affairs at Syracuse University. And I am currently right now working to campaign to get a food truck for 2015 through the Kickstarter campaign. And it is taking a little bit of time to get the amount that I'm looking for. But I know with the support that I have right now, we have 64 people who have backed it. And I still have 3 days left to gain about another $11,000 of support. So within Syracuse, there is many businesses that are Black owned that have a food truck or even good barbecue. So I want to, in the 6 years that I've been doing barbecue, I want to be able to, actually a little bit longer, but smoking barbecue, I want to really invest my time in that arena.
Wow, Cedric, that's very impressive. One of the things that I heard you say is that you have the background in it and you've been doing it a while, so now you're trying to take it to the next level. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
I really would like to advance the community and not only have a food truck, but also looking to get like a house where I can have a kitchen so I can have private events where I can bring speakers and entertainers and to have kind of like a sugar shack, but a classy sugar shack,
Okay. So before we go any further, can you tell our viewers or our audience where do they need to go? www.what?
It's www.kickstarter.com. And if you go to the Kickstarter and you search Cedric Bolton, it'll bring you to the page or the page where my campaign is. It'll have a big red truck as an image. And then when you go to that page, it'll show you all of the rewards. And, you go to the page, there's many rewards that each backer will receive, particularly which ones they pick. And all of those rewards, I will be honoring every last one of those awards, even if it's down to to send in a postcard. I'm going to make sure that everybody gets the rewards that they have selected.
Okay.
And I'm excited.
I'm excited too, and I'm not even doing it.
Right.
So just to repeat what you said, I want to go into kickstarter.com and then I'm going to search for Cedric Bolton. And that's where I go to contribute to the campaign. Is that right?
That's correct.
Excellent. I just want to make sure that everybody gets that part.
Yeah. It's another good thing that, I've been working with people. I'm a poet, producer, and I've been working with a lot of people in my 10 years of being in Syracuse and at the University of Minnesota. And I really was, I'm looking for my friends and if they're able to, because not everyone's able to give, but there's people who can add the link to their page, and that's showing support. That's showing support to say, hey, look, here's a good brother trying to do something good in the community and trying to bring in Black capital, right?
Sure. So Cedric, I want to delve into a little bit more about you, and can you tell me and tell our viewers or our audience what inspired you to do this?
Oh, I love this story. Well, I must say my wife has been my biggest supporter. Gwendolyn Pugh, she's a professor at Syracuse University, and for the past years I have been barbecuing and making my ribs and chicken, bacon. And one particular time there was a opportunity for me to have a competition with another friend. And she said, you need to watch the Neelys, because if you're going to learn anything about barbecuing, you need to watch the Food Network. So as I was watching the network, I saw that they were putting together this dry rub for the ribs. And every seasoning or ingredient that they were making matched the ingredients I made for my barbecue sauce. So I was
Wow.
like, exactly. That's the same effect that I had. And I said, oh my, this is incredible. So as I was starting this new journey in terms of barbecuing in the backyard, all of the people that was coming into the parties now was saying, wow, these are absolutely the best ribs they've ever had, or best chicken. And you should put this out in the market. Your sauce is incredible. And so the inspiration that I've had in the past 6 years from people who are like friends and friends of friends, and even the Taste of Syracuse, where people I didn't normally know have really said, look, we really need your type of food in Syracuse, and other people need to taste your food in other communities as well. So I'm excited by the amount of people who have really encouraged me to do this venture.
Wow. So it sounds like you're a step ahead here, Cedric. One of the things that a lot of entrepreneurs run into is, there can be a level of instability with being an entrepreneur when you compare it to having a job, because they get paid the exact same amount or more or less the same amount every 2 weeks or every week or whatever. And one of the biggest
Right.
obstacles, funny enough, about being an entrepreneur is sometimes the people around you are discouraging. And you're already a step ahead. You have a wife and partner who's saying to you, go for this, do this, you're doing great. Then you also have people who've tasted it in your, your friends and family and so forth, and they're also saying, look, you need to go for this. So you're already a step ahead in terms of the fact that you have a lot of support. There's a lot of evidence that what you're trying to do is well received. So I'll jump on and encourage you as well and say, I think that, again, people should take advantage of those last 3 days and let's get this campaign going.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to just say real quickly is that it's the people who've never tasted my food before, who just know me as a good person, who just said, I'm just going to donate just to donate because you're a good guy. And that to me says a lot, to community. This is my village, right? People say, I am supporting you because it's our village. You're a part of the village. And I was like, wow. So I moved. Even if I don't reach the amount that I'm looking for, I'm still motivated and I'm overwhelmed by the amount of people who have stepped up.
Absolutely. Okay, so we know what inspired you to do this. And we kind of know that you have a lot of people backing you up. So what would you, Cedric, say? You work in an environment where there are a lot of students. What would you say to another student who had this dream or this passion and they were thinking about going for it? What are the key things that you would say to them that they need to do or they need to think about?
Well, first of all, I would encourage them to live out their dreams, because most time people only imagine what they could do, and then they get to a point in their life where they're regretting that they've never done it before. So I would say, step out on faith and, try. The only thing that can happen is it doesn't happen, but you get to experience it and know from the amount of people that you meet that encourage you, and you take notes and you say, okay, here's what I want to try the next time. So let's say the Kickstarter campaign don't go as planned. Well, I'm making a business plan. I'm going to go to the bank and show the bank that, look at all the people that supported me. Look at all the amount of money that I could have received, but I didn't because I did the Kickstarter campaign, which don't allow you to get the funds if you don't make the goal amount. So I don't receive any of the funds and no one's charged. But I would tell that person, follow your dreams and be around people who are going to encourage you on that path, because there's a lot of naysayers who will tell a person, you know what, that's too big of a dream for you. But I believe in telling people, fall in love with that dream and put up the posters and signs around your room so you can see it and believe in it.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you, Cedric. My whole point was to hear about this. I heard about you before I even met you, about this guy who has a great Kickstarter campaign, and, you're very popular. Your food is popular. So I heard about you before I even met you. And I just wanted to give you an opportunity to, tell more people about what you're trying to do. I personally believe in entrepreneurship. I've always said it, I've had a job. I don't have a job now. other than being an entrepreneur. But even when I had a job, I always had what's called often a side hustle. I always had one, and I always encourage them. I speak to college students. Just yesterday, I was making a presentation at a college for students to close sales with confidence. And one of the things that I always tell students, no matter what their circumstances are of why we're talking or why I'm meeting them, is look, it's great to get your college degree. If a job is what you want, it's great to have a job. But have a side hustle. Pursue something on your own. And I've always found that when the time comes for a person to either leave their job or even if they stay with their job, it's always nice to have more than one stream of income. So I wholeheartedly endorse and support anything, whether it's a side hustle, it's a side hustle that's turning into a full hustle, whatever it is. I wholeheartedly endorse that and encourage it. Before we close out, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to, tell our audience anything you'd like to tell them before we go.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank all of the 64 people who have backed the actual program, backed the actual campaign. I mean, there may be many more, and I'll thank those afterwards. But the people who have backed it, who have posted on their Facebook page, who have tweeted about it, all of the people, including Boyce and yourself, I really appreciate this opportunity to share what it is that I'm trying to do here in Syracuse, New York, for not only Syracuse community, but just the surrounding area, to bring in black business, but bring in business where I can provide opportunities for other people to have a job. However, I have a job, but I'm not thinking only small. I'm thinking in larger sense of what I could do for myself and what I might be able to do for someone else, even the kids, to show them how to be an entrepreneur as young black entrepreneurs. Programs that we should have in our communities. So I'm thinking more long range things that I can do to support Syracuse while I'm living in this community. I have to be invested in the community, and I want people to invest into what I'm doing as a young entrepreneur.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just wanted to reiterate one more time, if you want to support Cedric's campaign, it's going to kickstarter.com, go to Cedric Bolton, or search for Cedric Bolton, and you'll be able to, for the next 3 days, support Cedric's campaign. Again, this is Cedric Bolton. This is a man out to start a business, and he needs your support, and I wholeheartedly endorse that we support Cedric. And again...
Also,
Go ahead, Cedric.
I want to tell you real quickly, I also got into the boot camp course that's going to be at Whitman School of Management. So I have 6 weeks of training that's going to show me what it means to be a business person. So I'm doing all of the stops. I'm doing all the stops that I need to in order to advance myself as a entrepreneur here in the city.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have another key piece of information and evidence that this is likely to be a very successful business. You're also taking the time for your professional and personal development, and you're taking a business course. That's absolutely amazing and commendable. Great stuff, Cedric. Well, it was certainly a pleasure for me to meet you, even though we're only meeting online as opposed to in person. It's still been a pleasure to meet you.
Same here.
And again, this
you've been so gracious. So I really appreciate you, and I love you guys for what you do. I really do.
Thank you so much. And again, this is Nomalanga Msali Moses. I am the founder of Healthy Black Woman, and today I am interviewing Cedric in my capacity as one of the editors at Financial Juneteenth. And you can visit the website at financialjuneteenth.com, which is part of the Your Black World Coalition. Thank you for viewing, and we'll see you next time.